Action. Something we don't think about every day is what kind of hat we'll like to wear when playing old school RuneScape. I've collected today 10 different hats that we'll like to discover and discuss and go through explaining why I think they are some of the best hats in the game. I've hand selected each hat and helmet selection, and we're just going to talk about quickly why. This is something kind of like a less serious video that's like something like less of a guide and more of a celebration. Due to the recent surge in my YouTube channel activity, I will be giving away one bond. Whoever leaves a comment and says I would like a bond, you will get a bond if I pick your name, if out of all the people who make the comment. Alright, so moving on forward with the video, we're just going to discuss some different hats and why I picked them and why I think they're some of the best ones in old school RuneScape. Alright, first hats. We have the Dragon Medium helmet. Let's talk about the Dragon Medium helmet. For ages from the past, well, it has been an iconic RuneScape helmet, and pretty much everyone has one. But why is it so iconic? Well, it's iconic because it goes back to the RuneScape's first times when Dragon Armor have been released, and everybody wore it because it was a good option. Nowadays, not the greatest because they're the better options for a helmet, but it's still a pretty good option for early or middle or early to late game. But they're the basically better hats, but this is an iconic hat. All right, next hat, number 9, the Void Keeper's hat. This one is number 9 because, well, it's on my top 10 because it is similar to the Dragon Medium helmet, as it is an iconic relic from when we had a minigame called Breast Control, where you kill some pests and you take control of them and you get points and you spend it on armor. Now, the reason I picked this at number 9 is because this is the coolest looking one. It's looked like a Beekeeper hat, but it is for ranged combat. Pretty cool hats. Coming in at number 8, the Lumberjack hat. At number 8, we're coming in for Lumberjack hat because, well, it looked like a cool hat, and it's warm, and you can cut some wood, and it is pretty much the gold standard for wearing woodcutting gear. And you can also put some lumberjack gear on to match it, but by itself it is still pretty cool hat. Nice and cozy for cutting some lumber. Alright, moving on to number 7. We have another iconic one, ladies and gentlemen. The Chef's hats. This guy need to move. Alright, he moved. Alright, the Chef's hat is another icon of this past century for old school RuneScape. Cut. My mom had texted me. And the reason is because, the reason it is an icon is because, well, just think back to the goblin parts. When you first experience old school RuneScape, you'll go somewhere that most people will likely call Goblin Village. When you get to Goblin Village, you'll notice a lot of goblins, like 40 of them, and you can go into their little roasting area and kill them, and now you can get some clue scrolls. And they're right next to the cows, and it's just the escape. At least everybody have experienced the goblin part. Well, what do goblins drop? Take a moment to guess. The Chef's hat. That is right, the Chef's hat is number 1 iconic because everybody knows where it comes from, and everybody have put one on to increase their cooking skills. Alright, that is, even though it's lower on the list, it is still one of my very favorites because let's be honest, and there's a lot of hats to go through. Alright, so getting the Chef's hat off and moving on, we're gonna take this off. We're gonna go on with a newer addition to the game, the Hat of the Eye. Alright, I was able to find some red dye from the Abyss, and I put it on my hat because I like the color red. And this is a real gem of a hat. And the reason it is just such a great hat because just look at it, you'll look like a serious magician. It have a diamond on it, and it can also be used as a tiara, and you can use it to go to Runecraft. And the cut. And the way you use it for rune crafting is just amazing because, well, we never had rune crafting gear until recently when Guardians of the Eye came out. Now you can have this, and it kind of looks like the Nightmare Before Christmas right here, like where Jack Skellington and Sally go, where they stand on that part, and the moon in the background. But I just like this hat because you look like a cool magician, and you can craft some runes in it. Thank you for number 6, the rune crafting hat of the eye. I mean, the hat of the rift. All right. Moving on to number 5. We have another icon, the Varrock's helmet. This is a great helmet because it takes me back to the days of the barrows. When you go to barrows, you'll kill some ghosts and take their gear from the end from the box in the dungeon that's underneath the hills, and you'll get sometimes get a Varrock's helmet. Really awesome gear, and the way I got my first fire cape back in 2008 or so when I was scared on my mom's computer. Really scary. Well, I mean, it was still scary today, but less because you have better gears. But back in the day, this was one of the best helmets you could wear into the fire cape. I mean, into the fire cave. All right, so that is one of my favorites. That is number 5 or 6. I don't remember. I think it was number 5. Let's move on to number 4. We're getting to the top. Well, we're already in the top 5. Let's get to number 4. Another icon from the Barrows Crypts, the Gothic's helmet. Now, why did I put the Gothic's helmet above the Varrock's helmet? Well, in this case, it's because you have horns and you look like a bull, and I think that is a real bullseye. All right, number 3. I have a lot of hats left. I think I've picked too many hats. Let's do an honorable mention. The Mage Void hat. It looked really cool, and also have Nightmare Before Christmas. And you look like a scary wizard. And when somebody kills me in the wilderness, when I'm trying to do a clue scroll, well, they have this hat on, and it's scary as a real scary hat, but not as scary as number 3. The Blue Moon helmet. The reason I picked the Blue Moon helmet is because it's scary because you have a bear on top of your head, and you have 2 faces, and that just freaks me out, but it also looks really cool. Even though it is scary, when you have the full Blood Moon set, you can do something called use the Mojo Tojos and just kill something really fast. Whenever you get the red thing above your head and faster, and you just do really fast attacks, and you can kill it fast with the Mojo Tojo. Number 2 hat is gonna be the Blue Moon helmet. Now, why is this one so cool? Well, first I didn't really think that it was really that cool, but then I looked closer and it looked like maybe there was like a snake. And I think a snake is a really cool thing, especially in old school RuneScape, like it reminded me of Zulrah, or like hoop snakes in the Fossils Forgers Island. In any case, and they just look like a scary helmet and a hood, and you look like a real scary wizard. All right, for the number 1 hat, we have the ultimate favorite, best hat in RuneScape, an old RuneScape, the pumpkin hat. Yes, there's no surprise. Everybody likes this hat. I think it looked really cool because I like pumpkins and I like Halloween. So anyone that is a long-time viewer of my channel knows that the pumpkin hat would have been number 1, and they could have guessed that easily because, well, everybody knows I like a scary pumpkin, but not too scary because I like to just keep it comfortable and just know and remind myself that the pumpkins with the scary face the jack-o'-lanterns are fake. But it is a really cool hat. And if you walk around with this hat, especially maybe if you are a PKer, you will scare the crap out of people and they will rush to teleport away if possible if you didn't telegraph them. Now, I think that is a good conclusion for the video. Actually, I don't need to talk about it anymore. The hat just kind of speaks for itself. Well, I can't wait to make a Halloween video and wear this hat whenever Halloween gets closer. Maybe I'll start next month with the Halloween content. I think Halloween is kind of my specialty, so we're just going to start there, and I'll do maybe some free candy giveaways. And you can have some of my purple sweets in my bank. Anyways, I think that I'll just go back to killing some Abyssal Demons. I believe in my task. I'm just trying to get some more whips so I can drop them to my other account and sell it for bonds. All right, well, I hope everybody have a good everybody have a good day and a good 4th of July post. Well, I hope everybody have a good rest of July and have a safe summer. and use plenty of sunscreen if you're going out in the sun. And if you're not, if you're just playing RuneScape, just use a little bit of sunscreen. If you're